so that I can see anything. Okay, folks. Oh, it's been another week already. Let me just scroll. Okay, just checking chat. Nobody there yet. Just me. Okay. I'll just give it a minute while we see if anybody's arriving. If anybody wants to be with us, come and join us. I do have my beautiful co-host with me for you early arrivals. Let me see whether I can arrange that for you. Can you see her here? Let me put the light on. Hey babe, give me a second. I know you don't like it. You know, look here while I talk to the peoples. You can say hello. Come on. Say hello to the peoples. Here she is. Okay, you're licking my arm. Okay, whatever it takes. I'm rather sweaty. Ridiculously warm this evening, folks. I don't know if it's just me, but I got into the bed and I had to remake it. I've had to get halfway in, like I'm laying on top of two of the layers. It's so goddamn warm. Is my thermometer around here? No, I've misplaced it again, have I? Maybe knocked it off. There it is. Let me see whether it's just me. Which way up? That way. 19 degrees. And that was at floor level. Yeah, it's warm. Let me see whether the weather forecast agrees. Let's have a look. Yeah, it does. 19 degrees. I'd not noticed that. It's going to fall as far as 16 overnight. It's only a few days ago we were in single digits at night. That's ridiculous. Not as hot as the Middle East, sign of nature. No, this is true. This is true. Keith, yeah. It's going to be very hot and spicy over there, isn't it? Pretty soon it could be nuclear. Yeah, quite hot and spicy. I don't know what the score is with that at the minute, but I don't want to go too much off on that. I haven't really followed news this week much. Not even science news that much. Even the moon thing. I think it's just after midnight tonight they land my time. I think Mr. Schofield, hello David. I think it's just after midnight tonight, isn't it, that they land Spain time. 11:30 UK, I think. Splashdown, I don't know what time it is. No, not Splashdown Water Park. Artemis 2. How are we spelling it? Has anybody... Maybe you guys already knew the answer. The whole civilization could be wiped out tonight. Is this... I saw something about Trump going absolutely ballistic. Like I said, I haven't followed news this particular week. Journey returns to Earth. Yeah, but when? What time? You see, 5 o'clock Eastern. That would be 11 my time, wouldn't it? 6 hours difference usually. How did I get it so wrong earlier then? I don't know. We'll see. Josie, I was going to send you an email. I was going to send everybody a thank you, everyone who contributed towards the solar panels and things. Because I got them, I think, did I mention last Friday? I don't think so. I'm trying to remember the order of events. I took possession of them on the Saturday. So that would have been after the last TrampCast. I didn't do one Sunday. Again, I'm struggling with the timing of these because I like to have a nap beforehand, but it's still light at 9 o'clock. My alarm goes off at 9:30 or 25 past 9, so that I can start at 10. But I'm not getting any sleep in beforehand. So last weekend I didn't do a Sunday one. So I took possession on the Saturday. So as a recap for anyone who doesn't know, I have two EcoFlow rivers. I have a River 2 and a River 3. And my old solar panel was broken, and I had a great opportunity to buy 2 solar panels for cheaper than the one previous panel. They are these flexible ones, which it's a first for me. They are a little bit lightweight. I'm gonna have to rig up some kind of something to stop them blowing around as much. Yeah, but I've taken possession of them. They're working great, and all's good there. The same delivery, we got a folding panel for my mate Joby, but unfortunately we've had to send his back. Not flexible, actual folding. It just didn't charge anything. We tried different wires, we tried different devices. Zami, Tom, I don't think I said hello to Tommy Tombstone when he arrived. Whoa, it's jumping already, folks. Can you fucking believe it? Oh, here we go. They can't figure out a way to put a time-lapse camera on the rocket, only giving us some touched-up still images again. Won't be landing either, just a flyby. Every year I'm less convinced. I'm not a moon landing denier. I like to analyse conspiracy theories, but I think we actually went last time around. I think I discussed this last week, so I probably won't go into it too much. But I think we did humanity a disservice by going too early last time. Made it so expensive that we never wanted to go again for however long it's been. 50, is it 50 years? Hold on, we went in 69, didn't we? So 29 would be 6 years, 56, 7 years, something like that. 56 years, 57 years. Yeah, I think we did go there. And I haven't watched any of the stuff about this one. I wasn't interested really in the launch or the flyby of the moon. There's no science in it. There's not even really any new engineering in it. We've done it before. And we're just splashed down in the sea again, just like 60 years ago. So if there's no new science and there's not really any new engineering, we're just trying to relearn what we've forgotten about. A little disappointing. And if you're saying that the footage hasn't even been that great of it, then I don't know. I guess it adds fuel to the conspiracy theorists, doesn't it? All lies from birth, Keith. I don't know, mate. I remember watching Man on the Moon, not the very first one, but probably one of the latter ones, with the buggy. I was sat on my potty. I think I've told this before. Sat on my potty in the living room. It's back in the days when we didn't use the living room that much. The living room was for Sunday best, more or less. Yeah. Memories, folks, memories. But anyway, going back, I this week A lot of faffing with my solar panels because I have to move them around and adjust them, and as I said, they're a bit mobile. So I'm gonna tie them to a plank or something, so that the bottoms don't blow around, and I've got to work out something to tie them to at the top. I don't want to tie them down too much though, because sometimes I just want to take one over the field to chase the sun at the end of the day. So it's all been a little bit awkward, a new learning curve. I've been leaning them against the back of a chair and against the old solar panel, just for some rigidity. They seem to be picking up dirt a lot, and maybe even some scratches, which I don't know what the long-term consequences of any of that are. I don't want to be wiping them down more than kind of once a fortnight, ideally. Although I might have to do it a little bit more because we're in a field and dust in Spain and stuff. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it all goes. But that's been my big thing for the week, really. And like I said, it was last weekend. Took possession Saturday. Joby came round and we sat out in the sun all day Sunday, while I cooked with my my slow cooker, because now I've got 2 EcoFlows, 2 solar panels. I've got more power than any reasonable person knows what to do with. So I've been experimenting with a few things this week. Karen dropped off an air fryer. I think that was before the solar panels. It might have been the same day, but my recollection is that it was a day or two earlier. I activated X Boost on the EcoFlow. So the EcoFlows ordinarily output up to 300 watts, but they've got this feature that will allow them to output up to 600. The EcoFlow, the air fryer is marked at needing something like 15 or 1600. But some things will work anyway on a lower power. Things like electric kettles they'll boil your water more slowly if you give them less current. So I thought it was worth a try, but that didn't work out. So I'm going to give Karen the air fryer back, and she's going to pass that on to someone else. But good to have the slow cooker back in operation though. I made a lovely stew last Sunday, all veg, but I've got cauliflower and broccoli, onions, potatoes, a tin of sweet corn, all together in a tomato sauce with a bit of what did I put in for flavouring? Paprika. Miami Rose, hello. 99% of conspiracies end up true. Prove me wrong. Quite a lot of them end up true. I don't know whether 99%, but yeah. I mean, we all had a great example, didn't we? Kind of 5-6 years ago. The lab leak conspiracy, which is now the overwhelmingly accepted course of events. So yeah, then you had all the government tie-ins, the government's telling social media platforms what words to suppress and which people and events and words to suppress. Turned out that was all true. When we found out when Elon bought Twitter and he released all the papers, all of the documentation about how Twitter and other social media platforms basically have an office for each government to contact them and tell them what to suppress, or had. So yeah, a lot of conspiracies. You've got some of the famous ones like the Iran Contra, was it called? Drug deals and arms deals to fund this organisation and move money to that organisation. Colonel Oliver North, whatever happened to him? Is he still? I think I've done this conversation once before. So yeah, you're not wrong. A lot of conspiracy theories do turn out to be true. Why can I not type North? "82 years old." So he's still with us. Yeah. Well, we should do a show maybe one day just on conspiracy theories and the ones that turned out to be right. Maybe we'll do a special or something on that one day. Let me see if anybody's... Don't waste your time on those who are in the dark, because those in the dark cannot see where they are going, says Keith, Sign of Nature. Seeing as you have a field and all the time in the world, consider trying to plant some potatoes. They require little maintenance, but quite a bit of depth. More than the 2 inches or 3 inches that you can get in the ground here. Hannah, hello, hello. Yeah, most of this, it's surprising. You've got these trees in the field. Where am I pointing? Over that way. You've got these trees in the field, but their roots don't go down anywhere. Some of the trees are falling over now, and the roots are pulling up out of the... There's no depth, because it's a cliff top, lots of rock. Yeah. Just pretend it's weed. Yeah. What are you allowed? 3 plants per person. I know nothing about these things. I was just talking with someone the other day who is more informed on these things than I. Okay, folks, what else happened this week? I caught my first mouse in ages. The mouse trap got a mouse. So they're in here. Whenever you get one, it means there's more. I might have to look at position. I've got 2 down here that are doing nothing. I keep saying I'm going to get them out, and they'll need cleaning up, but then put some bait on them and set them up if I can figure out where to put them. I had a bag of a bag of breadsticks. And the other day I noticed that the bottom corner was open, but it doesn't look like it's been nibbled. It looks more like maybe I've sat on it or put something else on it and kind of popped the... Maybe I've blown the corner out. Doesn't look... When something's been nibbled by the mice, you can see kind of almost perforations around it. This doesn't look like that. So I don't know about that. I haven't... so far, I've never found anything... I haven't found anything to indicate them eating and doing their droppings. It looks like they're coming in and they're passing these 1 or 2 traps, and they're getting caught really early, really quickly. Is what it looks like. Now, it's always possible I'm just missing something. And there's a whole room at the other end of the tent with piled high with clothes and bedding and things. But then there's a box of dog treats and stuff. There's plenty of corners over here where when I'm opening or handling a sack of dog food, I will drop bits and they'll roll away and, you know, get lost under stuff or under chairs or things. So who knows? Who knows? So what? Getting a mouse, that was one thing this week. I'm sure there's others. I haven't done a summary of the week. I haven't prepared any notes. It's been pretty much fairly standard. You know, the days are getting warmer. The sun is up earlier each day. The amount of power I'm getting now at like 8:30 in the morning is more than I was getting at peak with the other panel while it was broken. When I was getting 40 or 50 watts, I'm now getting 50 watts at kind of 8:45 in the morning, but I'm getting it from 2 panels. So I've gone through all of my potatoes and onions, pretty much. I made jacket potatoes the other day, baked potatoes, and I roasted a couple of onions while I was doing it. So between the stew on Sunday, which I was also eating still on Monday and I think Tuesday, between that stew, the chips that I tried making in the air fryer, and then I had to finish those off in the slow cooker. They didn't get crispy or anything, but they got nice and cooked. And then the jacket potatoes and the onions. Between those, I've gone through a big chunk of my kind of fresh food, my carrots, potatoes, and onions. Get yeast put in juice for alcohol. I don't have much in the way of juice. I think I've still got an apple and blackcurrant cordial. I don't know whether that would work. I could stick some extra sugar in. I've got yeast. I've got yeast for bread making mainly, initially. But I made ginger beer. Well, I think I've still got some ginger in the fridge somewhere, or should have. I made ginger beer once upon a time, way back. Probably one of my first cookery videos, if you could call it cookery. Let's think. I made 2 8-litre bottles. Well, probably two bottles with 7 litres in. And they sat here for months. And then this was when my tent ripped, when the roof ripped from end to end. That first tent that I had after the shack that I built myself. And I think I drank most of that in that weekend after the roof split. That was a low point. That was a low point, the day that the roof split. I don't know if I mentioned it before, it's been a bit windy today. I thought it died down by now, but then it just suddenly rises up like that out of nowhere. You alright, sweetie? You're okay. Just asking if you're okay. Oh, you look like you're frightened, you. It's okay, sweetheart. It's okay. Tina's okay. Daddy's okay. We're all okay. That's it. Put your head back down. I think I might have woken her up accidentally. Didn't realise she was asleep. She woke up with a start and looked at me all, and then she looked like she was puzzled. Maybe she was dreaming, and she was looking around trying to work out which was real, the dream or me. Not in reach of one of the markets, that's a shame. You can get cheap, fresh food on them. Yeah, I've walked to the market in the past, but that was back when Tina could walk. We used to, yeah. Again, we also went to Lamata Market once or twice. But getting back up that hill now, with her in the wheels, wouldn't work. So no. Supermarket mainly for my food. Buy veg, herbs, etc. Seeds. Digging in for the long term. Yeah, could do. I'd literally have to go and buy a grow bag and some pots though, I think. I don't think the soil here is gonna work for anything. I've thought about going and buying a bag of a bag of soil, a bag of what's the word I'm looking for? Like potting mix, I guess. Again though, rats and mice and stuff, I mean, I might give it a try. But then again, the water that I need to, the water I would need for them, at times I only just have enough water to get by. So plants and growing veggies would be an extra drain on resources to an extent. Hello, Marie. I saw you there. I saw you. Hello, hello. Just trying to think what else happened this week. So getting the new solar panels, that was great. Managing them has been a bit of a chore, but I'll work out. I'll find a system that works. Dead mouse, Joby and his solar panel having to go back. Well, day sat in the sun, Easter Sunday sat in the sun. Oh, my mate Adela, my friend Adela, came down and brought me a bag with a couple of cakes. This was Easter Monday. She brought me these cakes. One of them had like a Kinder Egg type thing in the middle of the cake. And one was like a cinnamon, like big cinnamon rolls, but in a bit of a sauce. That was very nice. So some fruit and veg. There's a bottle of wine she brought me as well, folks. She brought me a bottle of wine, as did my mate Steve. My mate Steve came down and brought me a couple of bottles of wine. I don't know why everyone's giving me wine all of a sudden, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Weather's been pretty good. You know, it's like I said before, getting warmer. Every time the weather forecaster suggested rain, it's ended up holding off. So this weekend was supposed to be rain Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday at one point. So about a week ago, that's what the forecast said. And Sunday was going to be like 20 millimeters. And now it's backed right off and there's like a 50% chance of 2 millimeters. It's not even worth, I wouldn't even notice that. The new tarpaulins that are on the roof, the two tarps that are up there, are, well, they're ground sheets really. They seem to be holding up okay, despite like these strong winds. It's been really blowy all day. He'll skip messages and what we're doing now? Okay, Josie, maybe I bring him in May some food plants in pots. Marie, yeah, see what we can get. There was Marie arriving, saying hello. Yeah. Okay, an extra water to let them grow. Water, yeah, water's always an issue. Wind power is back up. Wind power is particularly ineffective on a personal level. I've seen a lot of reviews of wind turbines, and most of them require putting on a stick like 50 meters in the air or something like that. You got to get above the height of buildings and trees, otherwise the air's all swirly. You got to get higher. So most people will on the top of their house, they'll put like a 50-foot pole or a 30-foot pole, but that's from already being 20 or 30 foot up in the air. So my two solar panels now, and as backup I've got the old panel still. You know, I've still got that could always be plugged in. I was looking at the specs. I was under the impression that these machines wouldn't connect to two solar panels, like daisy chaining them. You can link panels to panels, put them in series. On a sunny day, that would be overkill. Each of the panels is just about right for the maximum the device will take. But on a cloudy day, let's say a panel was only getting 30 or 40 watts, I could daisy chain two together to get 80 watts or more into one machine. There's a stated voltage you can't go above, but wattage you can go over, and it will just ignore above a certain level. So I have backups. The fact that I've got two EcoFlows is a backup. On a day where I'm not using like the slow cooker or Or like the fan. I haven't started using the fan yet this year. That'll be a significant drain. Well, not really. I think last year most of the time I had it on a setting where it was using 30 watts. So my fridge freezer is probably the big drain. That one uses 60 watts when it's on. I'll usually run that most of the afternoon on a deep freeze kind of setting. And most times I don't even have to put it on during the night. It just holds the cool temperature inside. But I guess in summer there'll be more demand for that. So the fridge freezer, the slow cooker, and the fan, and then it's just topping up tablets and phones and batteries for lights. What else do I use it for? Yeah, well, I always struggle whenever I start listing the things that I've got that are electrical. But it is, it's computery stuff. It's tablets and tablets and phones. I mean, they're not high draw, but they're important to me because I'm using them all day, every day. I do basically just watch YouTube videos all day. That's not true, but that's when I'm not doing something specifically. Yeah. What's that noise? I think I still haven't got used to the different noises that these two tarpaulins make. It's a really thick plastic, and so it flaps around differently. And I don't know, it just sometimes the corner will whip against something, and I'm just not used to the noises yet. It takes time to adjust to change. I think his app on his device is bugged. He has issues with chat. No? Well, what's Marie saying? I see her saying hello. I've said hello already. And then there's a deleted message. Message retracted. Oh, here we go. Have I missed something? There's Marie. You can grow potatoes in pots, even bags full of soil of any kind. You can. Absolutely you can. A guy, Homegrown Veg, is a channel I watch, and he does it a lot. So yeah, buckets of soil, but I've got to acquire the buckets and the soil. Seed potatoes, or just use ones from the supermarket. Let's hear the reasons that can't happen for DM now, Long. There's no reason it can't happen. Watering it would be the main one, and I don't know, do potatoes like full sun, like strong sun? I'm in Spain, in a field, it gets hot and sunny. A lot of vegetables will bolt when it gets too warm, so they'll go straight to producing seeds and ignore like the bulbs and the whatever the word is, the tubers. So no, I mean, I did miss that message. I do apologise. Extra water to let them grow, yeah. I scrolled forward. It was jumping about a bit before. Seems to have calmed down. But I saw Marie arrive. I don't know how I missed. I don't know. Maybe it was me, or maybe it was the app. I'm scrolling. See, I've gone back now. I need to go forward again. It's his age. It could be that. It could be. That got ignored long. I do apologise. It wasn't deliberate. Egg cartons for your seedlings. Yeah. I think I've got cardboard. egg carton over yonder. As I understand it, it's not normally as windy in your part of Spain as it has been this winter, so sun power is better. Yeah, it's been unusually windy an unusually large number of times this winter. Based on my 10 years experience of Spain and 4 winters of being in a field. It's been a lot windier than normal. I'd say it's been drier overall than a lot of other winters. Although when it has rained, on the days it's rained, it has absolutely rained. So the field's actually quite green. There's also been a lot of nights or mornings with the dew, with the water all over, so that's probably helped with the greenery. It's also been unusually cool. I hesitate to use the word cold, but we have had a lot more nights than normal below 10 degrees, a lot more nights than I've experienced before. Like I said, in my first winter here, when I was just under the shack, the 6 sticks and a tarpaulin that I go on about all the time. We had 1 week. It was only the weekdays really, Monday to Friday, that were below 10 degrees. Got down to 4. This year, that happened right back in, was it October or November? And we've had it under 10 degrees as recently as a few days ago. It was down to 7 or 8. So yeah, normally by now we'd be experiencing the Gota Fria. There was the April when I was first made homeless, but I wasn't in the field yet. I was staying with a friend, and then I went and stayed with Ismo. We had an apartment that we shared together for a month. It rained literally every day that April, and pretty much all day every day. Well, it's Tommy Tombstone saying, I bought some hemp seed in Spain before I left. None of the international retailers will ship to Norway, Korea too. So I'd have to somehow get it sent to a Swedish border town. It's a whole process. Unfortunately, I left them behind in the fridge in Switzerland, so won't get them until June. Can't wait to try my hand. I know nothing about these things. I know that hemp has legitimate uses. Clothing and fabrics and ropes and so forth. How long before this arm starts to ache? Hello, chicken. Hello again. What is it? Did the car just go past? Did the car just go past? I think so. Hello. You're looking puzzled. Okay, keep talking to the people still. You look like you want a drink of water now. As soon as we finish here. I don't think it's going to be a long one, folks, because I don't think I've got that much to talk about. I don't think anything else happened this week. Adela, Karen, a couple of visits. Joby was here all day Sunday. Solar panels, mice. Only the one mouse in the trap. It's been about a month since I last caught one, I think. Going from memory, always fallible. Yeah, you can run diesel cars on a lot of different oils, just adding alcohol. Yeah, biodiesel they call it, don't they? Chip fat. You can take the used fat from the chip shop and filter it, clean it up a bit, and add the ethanol. And everywhere you drive will smell of fish and chips behind you. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but it's a thing. Yeah. No idea what just your engine over time. Okay, folks, what about you guys? What kind of week have you all had? Tommy Tombstone, are you still in Valencia? Just scrolling back in case I'm missing out. Just checking that I am on live chat rather than top chat. So that's something you should all do as well, folks. I didn't even do the intro today, did I? I haven't even done an intro. We're 40 minutes in, 41 minutes in, and I haven't done the intro. Okay, let's do that. Oh, well, how do we begin? What do I say? Okay, folks, the channel is Delta Mike, down and out in Torrevieja. I am your host, the eponymous Delta Mike. Not a real name, obviously. Those of you that have found my hater channel will know my real name. Not that it was ever particularly hidden. So Delta Mike, that's me. Down and out in Torrevieja. Well, down and out. A homeless guy, a tramp, a hobo, a vagrant, an indigent person, a person of no fixed abode. Some might say a bum, someone who lives rough, perhaps on the streets, or in my case, in a field. And in a tent in a field is better than just being in the field, as I was initially. So that's Delta Mike down and out in Torrevieja. Torrevieja is a city on the southeast coast of Spain. City on the southeast coast of Spain, on Costa Blanca South. In the Valencia region, the Valencia community within the Alicante, I don't know what they call these things, but yeah, that's how good I am at this. I saw Mikey Yo-Yo there. Thank you for thank you for being here. Thank you for the quick chat via PayPal earlier, and thank you for the donation. And I guess you're the sponsor of the evening's frivolities, Mikey Yo-Yo. You sent me a donation last week and labelled it "Get yourself a beer," so you know these are the beers. Okay, everybody's just arrived at once. Let me just scroll back in case I missed something. Okay, I reached my sister's house in Oslo last weekend. She's due to make me an uncle in June. Excellent news, my friend. Excellent news. On both counts, your sister's pregnancy and you getting back to your own country. We did find a house in oh god, how do I say this one? La Aparecida, close to Ottawa, and we go and look there on the 4th of May. Excellent, Josie. Hope it turns out to be a good one. Mashtag arrives. Hello. How's things, Mike? Hope everything is good. It is, I think. Oh, I gotta remember. Mashtag. Is it a Michael? I'll check in a minute if you don't correct me already. Andy's computer tube, evening DM. Crap week, keeping my head down. No, come on, tell. Spill all. Oh, wasn't it? Was it last weekend that was Storm Dave? How did that go? From what most people have said, it was something and nothing. Um, Garen Music. He just went out for a walk in it and said, "Look, and there's a little puddle." It's just like, there you go. That's it. Smithy arrives at the same time. Exciting stuff. A boy on. Okay, your sister's got a boy on the way. It's Michael. You see, I do have a memory sometimes. Josie hopes that her house is the house that they're going to look at is a good one as well. What's wrong, babe? What are you? You seem disturbed, uncomfortable. What's going on? Don't know if you guys can't quite see her there, can you? She's just off. She's just off camera. Let me show off my girl. Smithy is a mic too. There's a lot of you about. I'm not, but that's another story. Switch camera and the light. Oh, I should lay back down again. Oh no, you're here. Hello, baby. You wanting cuddles? You wanting to lay on my pillows, aren't you? Eh? That's not really my pillow. That's just a backrest for propping me up while I talk to the peoples. It's okay, sweet. I know you don't like the light. I know, keep your eyes closed. That's okay. You'll be back to sleep any minute. Oh! Let's... Oh! Full face shot of me. That's probably not what you wanted. The hair's still looking good though, yeah? Beautiful Tina. She is indeed. Is she okay? I think so. She just seems a little bit perturbed tonight. I think I woke her up accidentally a little while ago, and then a car went by, and then we've got this wind that it's not like it's particularly windy, and then you'll just get this gust out of nowhere. And then, like I said about all the plastic rustling about, and it's a different sound because it's a different tarpaulin, or technically a ground sheet. Everything is just different, and I think she's just a little bit. It's also really, really warm. Like I said at the start of this, normally I've got 4 layers over the top of me, 2 blankets and 2 quilts. I've had to remake the bed and get on halfway up, so I've got 2 layers below me and 2 above. But Tina's butted right up against me, and it's fucking boiling between the 2 of us. She should probably just move over a little bit. Or maybe I should. Get a bit of a gap between us. But the mattress slopes into the middle. Pushes us in anyway, doesn't it, Joe? I think she's okay in and of herself, yeah. It's pissing rain in sunny Scotland and freezing. We might have some sunshine in the future, just saying. Yeah, you know. I hope you have a good summer. I think last year it was a Wednesday, wasn't it? Yeah, we're at that point where the days are starting to get above 20 degrees during the day. And look at this one. I mean, it's 19 degrees still now at fucking nearly 11 o'clock at night. 19 degrees, and then I've got a quilt over the top of me. I probably could just pull that back. I've got to be careful because my fly's wide open because it doesn't fasten. I've got to be a little bit careful what I show. If I put that down there, maybe we can both just cool off a little bit too. What do you think, girl? Will that work? Maybe it's the heat. No, it doesn't look like it. You look more like you're frightened of something. Hey, babe. Here's a cuddle. a bit colour. I don't know what's frightening you. It's okay. This here, I've got you. Nothing can hurt you. Nothing can hurt you with me. Okay, babe. I won't let anything happen to you. Oh, no. It's okay. It's okay. What are you hearing that I'm not hearing? I went out earlier, well actually not long before the start of this, and there was kind of a flash, and I couldn't work out whether it was someone's headlights on a, you know, that someone turning, let's say, and the headlights catch on the building. I couldn't work out whether it was that or whether maybe there was some lightning. And sometimes when there has been lightning, Tina hears things and knows about it way before I do, and she's really frightened by thunder and lightning. So there's always a chance that there's something going on somewhere that I'm oblivious to. And she sat here a little bit frightened, to be honest. She's kind of panting a bit. Lay down, sweetheart. Come on. I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. It's always difficult to work out. Oh, look at that. Oh. Well, that's what I did wrong. Okay, do I admit this? Oh, I'll get all the name calling, but I'll admit it. So the tripod. The tripod, as you know, is 3 cans of beer. Except this nearest one is an empty one. I brought a can of beer out of the fridge. Well, I brought the 3. I thought I'd got a can already. So I brought the 3 over for the tripod. And then when I reached for my can, it was kind of empty, so I had to go and get another one from the fridge. I've just discovered that the one that I'd brought over in readiness, like for actually drinking, is here on the bed, and I'd lost it. I'd lost a can of beer in the bed, and so one of the tripods is empty, and it needn't have been. Okay, I brought myself a can over, and yeah, I'd lost one. Who knew? Dogs are better than humans, this is true. Hi, lovely. Oh yeah, Auntie Josie says hi. Yeah, Auntie Josie. Uncle Peter. You really don't look happy, darling. It's the way that she's looking around as well. Something's off. It might just be the wind, but I'm not sure. Don't know. Dogs are better than people, Mikey Yo-Yo says. And mice. Hold on. How did that go? Dogs are better than mice? Or mice are better than people as well? I don't know which way we're going with that one. 21:50 in Scotland. We're an hour ahead of you. Spain's always 1 hour ahead of the UK. Oh, it's decided to start jumping again. I was on Tommy and he was saying about, yeah, 4 pairs of pants ruined due to buttons flying off and the fly tearing. Yeah, okay. I've got both of that going on here. Even the backside on one. I sat in a, God, this takes me right back to one of the first years I was over here. I sat in a bar one night and I got up and there was something on the floor, so I just bent over to pick this thing off the floor and my trousers just split right the way down, like the inside leg up, but all the way down, the full length of the trousers more or less. I went and sat down quickly and waited till the place had quietened down before I left. Might be time to put down the bottle and do some jogging for more than one reason. Jogging, that's far too healthy for me to do. In the past few months, you mean? Yeah. 22.52 in most of Europe, even Spain. This is true. Until you get around to Finland, I think, where they go 1 hour ahead. So anyway, probably in line with that. Is Portugal on UK time? I didn't know that. Yeah, looking on the map, it should be on UK time. It's on the same meridian. The 0 degrees goes right through Madrid. Franco and Hitler, wasn't it? Franco and Hitler. Don't talk about the war. I mentioned it once. I think I got away with it. Yeah. Might be better getting an actual tripod. Oh, I don't know, mate. You can't drink a tripod as the night goes on, can you? There's an unsettled vibe in the air tonight. I've noticed it here. And Michael Mashtag feels it for some reason. Okay. You are certainly unsettled, aren't you, babe? Huh? Can I put you the other side of me, Tina? Can I put you here and cuddle? Because you're behind me, it's difficult to cuddle. Hey, babe, you're okay. If I could get you on camera without... You're still just not... You are there, but you can't see you because you're black. See, Daddy's been racist again. Come here. Come here. Is it because he was black? I don't know what you want, sweetie. I don't get it. I don't know what it is. As long as you know I love you. And nothing can hurt you while you're Daddy. There we go. Don't know, folks. Oops. Messing with things that shouldn't be messed with. So anybody else, what kind of week have you all had? I think be interesting to see the headlines tomorrow morning. You know, you know, you may be picking up on some wicked energy. There's things going on in the world. Yeah, but you've also got good things, haven't you? You've got the guys coming back from space. Well, I don't know whether you can say they're coming back from the moon. Or is it the Grand National tomorrow? I had no idea. Does that mean that we've had the boat race already, or is that the week after? Not that I know anything about boat races and sculling? Whatever the word is, rowing, I don't know. Hope the capsule gets through re-entry okay. Yeah, I would imagine everybody hopes so. I mean, it's... no, mate, definitely not everyone is welcome here. Oh, no, mate, definitely. Is that 2 sentences? No, definitely not. Everyone is welcome here. Yeah. But Grand National, do you still end up with one dead horse every year? Usually at the chair, isn't it? I don't know anything about horses, horse racing. All smiles and giggles on the ship. Conscription is spreading. I know that it was being talked about in the UK a little while ago, wasn't it? Our wonderful leader. Why is this leg wet, Tina? I don't actually sweat. Conscription is spreading. Don't America always have a... I don't understand, but I saw half a headline about the automated... I think they have the system set up ready in advance in case anything happens. So it's already... You're already in like the prize draw or whatever. And if needed, they'll start picking people with certain... If your surname's a certain letter, or if your birth month is a certain... I don't know how they do it, but I think they have it set up in advance, so they don't have to set up a whole new system from scratch if needed. But yeah, I know that the British government were discussing such things a while ago, but they were also discussing having a preparedness plan, having the whole country be preppers kind of thing, and as they put out like a 3-page leaflet, and then that's the last anybody ever hears of it. So I don't know. I'm back in I Am Maximus. I assume that's one of the horses. It'd be a strange name for the jockey, wouldn't it? So it's the Grand National this weekend. Aintree and all that. I worked down the road once upon a time. Yeah. Alright, I'm up to date with chat. Like I said, folks, I don't think it's going to be a big one. We're just over an hour and I've run out of stuff to talk about already. So I need you guys to partake, to join in. Questions, comments, discussion of your week, of events. Anything strange happened this week to you? Anything good? How was last weekend? Because I didn't do Sunday. Yeah. I'm a little bit... I've lost track of where we were. I think that Storm Dave was about to happen and was happening maybe on the Friday night, but... Wonder how effective conscription would be with today's youth. Then again, much of it is drone piloting with PlayStation controllers. I think the army knows how to convert, how to make soldiers. They would probably have to do what they've done in the past and add an extra week or two to basic, maybe an extra month to basic training. They'll have to spend the first month getting them all to lose 20 or 30 pounds. That'll be the first month. Then build them up, give them a good food and you know, the protein rich diet and lots of exercise to build them up and make them sturdy. But first job's going to be to get a few pounds off them. Overcoming the whininess and stuff that people perceive the modern generation to have. I think most military can cope with that. They'll find ways of handling that. Then giving them discipline. The army knows how to do that. They've been doing that for generations. I think they'd be okay. There'd be a lot of whining and stuff to overcome initially, but some shouty sergeant major, well, just a shouty sergeant and his corporals, they'd have to fight in short 20-second clips. No battles longer than a TikTok video. I guess I can see that. But Mom, the nasty corporal's shouting at me. Oh, they can't even do that anymore, can they? Like the way that the corporals used to swear and curse and call people fatty and like insult them and push them along. Now that's called bullying, and we're told that doesn't happen anymore. That's what we're told. I'm sure what happens in reality and what we're told happens are two different things. But yeah, I don't know. I've met a lot of people who don't know left from right, so square bashing would be difficult. Then again, when you see programs that follow a bunch of people through basic training, they're always, it seems there's always been a lot of people who just can't, they don't know which is the left and right. When you start with your left and they've got no clue. Norway has mandatory military service for 18 teenagers. Not sure if it counts as conscription. 2/3 are never called due to low demand, and they weed out anyone they deem unfit physically or otherwise. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you guys are kind of, it's kind of like Finland, isn't it? You're on edge in case of a Russian invasion. So your countries have always had that preparedness. I know, like Sweden have big, huge bunkers still that are maintained. You know, like the big nuclear fallout shelter type things. But they have really big ones that like half the town could fit in. Maybe even the whole town. And they're maintained to this day. Not like in the UK, there's these big nuclear fallout shelters underneath town halls and things that people have forgotten about, and that are now maybe used just for storing filing cabinets and old these dank, dripping dungeons. Yeah. Britain has a habit of running down systems and then having to quickly bring them back up to speed when needed. Like the way the Navy was run down until 1982, and then the Falklands War happened. I watched a documentary the other day, a YouTube film, a YouTube documentary about the British Navy. I don't know if anybody else has seen it. About how few ships we've got that are actually, well, firstly, how few ships we've got, and then what a large proportion of them are in like dry dock and in for refits for years at a time. Banning crossbows in the UK now, but no mention of trebuchets yet. Banning crossbows. Is this because of that one attack that happened? That one guy went on an attack, didn't he? Was that the homophobic one? I don't remember the details. Don't give them ideas, but the trebuchet is the superior siege engine. We need one to launch the fucking politicians into the sun. I don't know whether I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. I could get myself in trouble now. Can we still say in Minecraft? What's the delay? How long do you have to wait? It's because they know they're defensive. Well, that would be the conspiracy angle, wouldn't it? Government removing all of all of our protection. Air rifles are still legal, folks. They're not as deadly, but they sting. And they've got legitimate use with hunting rats or rabbits or pigeons or whatever. Catapults, as in the handheld elasticated thing. They'll probably end up banning everything everywhere, won't they? But wasn't there a guy walking through one of the streets? Oh, which city would it have been? Maybe Manchester, that's usually the one. And there was a guy walking around swinging a shovel, swinging a spade or a shovel a few weeks back. It's only a matter of time before they start banning spades. In fact, it's only a few weeks before that, the guy was walking home from his allotment, and he's got like the hand trowel, the garden fork, the handheld. You get a set, don't you? There's a shovel, trowel, whatever you want to call it, a rake, and whatever the third item is that they have in those little sets. And he's explaining to the police, no, I've just been to my allotment, I'm going home. The police didn't know what an allotment was. He dealt with about 4 or 5 of them in the street, and then the first ones down at the station or whatever, he had to go through about 10 cops before somebody knew what an allotment was. The fuck? How do we get there? How are we at the stage where half a police station don't know what an allotment is? There was a crossbow rampage in Konigsberg, I'm going to go with, some years ago as well. He got 7 or 8 pensioners in their flats and some pedestrians. Have you seen these kind of semi-automatic crossbows? I don't know how you pronounce his name. Jörg Sprove. Has a big internet channel. But he made a thing where it's like a magazine basically for the arrows, and as you pull back and fire, the next one automatically just falls in. Yeah. So if we're not allowed crossbows, what about a longbow? That was the weapon of the British. It was only of the nobility, wasn't it? You weren't allowed to own a longbow if you were a pleb. They were banned. And then later on, it was the law that we all had to practice our archery on a Sunday. And that law stayed on the books until very, very recently. Repeating crossbows have been bought up in their thousands, are they? Idiocracy, says Andy. It's a documentary, mate. Yeah. Well, I've had my own experiences, haven't I? With the legal system and an actual replay of a scene from Idiocracy with my lawyer. That's not what the other guys say. Fuck. So for anyone who hasn't heard this, I was arrested on private land for not showing my ID to the police because I didn't have any ID. And when they're doing me for this and we're in the court, my lawyer, who I'd never met, never been introduced to, she'd never asked me what happened, she'd gone off and negotiated the like the fine, the result. At no point did I stand in a courtroom and get asked, do you plead guilty, or this is a list of, here's what happened and here's the list of charges and how do you plead? None of that. She just goes off and negotiates the fine. And when she comes to me and I said, but it was an illegal arrest. I was on private land when I was arrested for this kind of public order type offence. Oh, that's not what they say. You're camping illegally on public land. So she literally, that's not what they said. Gets me angry talking about it, so I'm not going to. Condoms tied together as a catapult. Strips of an inner tube, bicycle inner tube strips can make a catapult. I talked last week about you could go the other way with the kind of the shepherd's slingshot. Tie a long piece of fabric around your wrist and or finger, and hold the other end. Swing the thing around. When you let go of the other end, away the stone goes. Or you'd even do it with a staff. You can make a slingshot on the end of a staff. Similar idea. Hey babe, can I just check something? Okay, no, okay. She's still sat up looking around all puzzled. I don't know if she's puzzled or frightened. Where's he, sweetie? You farted as well, haven't you? Hey, fat ass. Yeah. I can smell it. Oh, there are people up on the top road screaming and shouting at each other. Ever since the kids threw stones, because they laugh and giggle a lot, you basically hear them coming. Because they haven't got any fucking sense. They're all laughing and giggling until they get close and then they go quiet. So if you hear kids shouting and laughing and giggling and then they go quiet. So now she's sensitive to people kind of shouting and yelling and screaming is not the right word, but you know, that kind of thing. You'll always get some drunks at 4 in the morning walking past shouting to each other. You get a lot of people coming by on these electric scooters and they're standing up and trying to have a conversation to each other. Can you hear? I don't know if you can hear that. I'll have a listen back tomorrow. But you got some yob, yeah, as they go along. Now all the dogs are starting to bark up on the main road. That's another one that triggers you, isn't it, darling? When the other doggies are barking. You want to join in? Let me scroll, folks, and see what I've missed. A public defender rang me up, said I have a court date in May and offered to cook me and get me leniency. I just pled guilty. No wonder they have lunch with the prosecutor. Yeah, they're the defenders and prosecutors. They all go to parties together. They go for lunches together. They'll have a lawyer of the year celebration and give certificates and awards and yeah. I've always kind of said the same. The head prosecutor here is in a police uniform, and basically he spends half his life in the courtroom with the same judge. They're work colleagues, basically. They work together half the week. Lost me here. Checkerboard, pillars and coughing screamer club 2. Checkerboard. Oh, is this a mason's? Is this a mason? I don't know what that means. I'm assuming it's some kind of mason's thing. Not that I know anything. I don't actually have to keep this can, do I? Because I found I'd got this extra one. Scotty, hello my friend. Give me a second. I saw your messages there. I couldn't read it. Just put that over there with the others. Don't chin up, pal. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Oh, well, how's it go? Nil illegitimum carborundum. Is that the one? Keith will know. He's always spitting out Latin. I'm pretty sure it's nil illegitimum carborundum. Basically, no bastards doing the grinding. How are you doing, Scotty? How's life back home? Oh. Okay. Coming up on, well, coming up on an hour and a half. I'm not sure I've got much more to say, folks. I'll give a quick rundown of my week. I don't know. I mean, I could have a quick look through my notes for the week and see if there's anything I've missed or that I've forgotten, but it would have been better if I'd actually got off my ass and written out a summary of the week rather than trying to read through the long version. But I think I gave you the rundown. New solar panels, dead mouse, Joby being here for Sunday, and then me cooking a few times with all the extra power that I now have. Cooking with my slow cooker, trying out an air fryer, but it didn't work out. My friend Colleen brought me some newspapers, as she often does on a Thursday. I woke up one morning and the eco-flows were still basically full. I haven't got used to saying eco-flows yet. The fact that I've got 2 just seems ridiculous to me. 18 again, what's going on here? Oh, at one point in the week I joined in a discussion online about tea towel versus pot towel versus dish towel. Where I'm from, we call them pot towels. You know, the little towels in the kitchen for drying the dishes, or for just general whatever in the kitchen. It's a pot towel. But it seems like everywhere calls them tea towels. And some of the history of it is, originally, they were teapot towels. And so you go from there. America seems to call most of America calls them dish towels. From what I could gather in the conversation I was having the other day. There you go. That's how fun my life is, folks. We're discussing whether it's a tea towel or a pot towel. Oh, Josie's off. Good night, Josie. Sleep tight. Oh. Scotty's got a mate visiting from the forces years ago. Lives in Ireland. We were carrying loaded rifles at 17. Never did us any harm. Then 35 years later, arrested at a work's Christmas party by spotty cops for voicing my opinion. Oh, that doesn't work nowadays. You're not allowed to do that. Was this... You were voicing your opinion in the real world? Not on social media? Tina girl, what are we riddling about at? I don't know what's going on down there. I love you. Sometimes you're a fucking nuisance. Come on. You just want to cuddle, don't you? How's about if I hook that leg over there? Okay. Is that good or bad? Does that make you feel comfy or does that make you feel trapped? I don't think you like it, do you? Huh? You sleep like that in an afternoon? Come on. I don't know what's going on, sweetie. You're trying to move somewhere. Where are you going? I'll give you a push if you let me know where you want to go. I don't understand her, folks. I don't understand her tonight. She's just not settling. That was my mate Adela bringing me food. I mentioned that. That was Monday. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it, folks. Oh, I'll tell you what I did do. Well, I'll tell you what I did. What was that? On the Sunday, because Joby was here so long and I was sitting... Tina, you're trying to go somewhere, so just give us a second, folks. Let me see if I can work out what she's trying to do. She's trying to move somewhere. If I can work out where, I can help her get there, can't I? Where are we going, sweetie? You wanting to get your head over there? Or what? No, I think I've guessed wrong, haven't I? Where are you trying to go? And why? I don't know, sweetheart. Is this wrapped around you in an awkward way? Where's this going? Where's this at? Oh, Tina. Oh, babe. Oh, I hope that didn't hurt. Okay. Oh, what was that? I don't know. See whether she's any more relaxed there. Can't work her out tonight, folks. I can't work her out tonight. I think, good to see, oh, Roger, hello, my friend. Been a few days, hasn't it? I think, okay, I see. I don't know whether I should announce that publicly or not. I don't know what I can and can't say. Thank you for the donation. If you want to make yourself known, you can do so. If you'd rather stay private about it, that's up to you. Okay. Josie's off to play World of Warcraft. Classic? Or not? I think you're better off doing that than just mouthing off like me. Just a quick hello and goodbye, says Roger. Okay, mate. I'll give you a ping tomorrow. You seem kind of low tonight, mate. I think it's just this. When the clocks change, it's only been a couple of weeks, hasn't it? It's the fact that I don't get my nap before coming live. If it's still light at 9 o'clock, how do I get a nap and get ready for 10? Also, I just haven't done much this week. I spent so much time just listening to these crappy, it's called HFY. Humanity, yeah. Crappy sci-fi, AI written sci-fi stories churned out by the thousands by guys in, basically, imagine Indian call centers, probably using, from what I can tell, a Chinese AI. And then they've got probably an English graduate supposedly doing the final editing or final quality control. And some of the gaffes in the language are just horrendous. So you've got millions of these different YouTube channels churning these stories out, and they all have the same glaring errors. If they want to say someone's staring out of the window, they say starring. If they want to say that someone's hoping for something, they say hopping. And then you've got half of them. So the way these things are done, you get something like ChatGPT, you give it an outline of a story, and it will write the story for you. You then just feed that into an AI voice thing, and it will read it. And then you take the final thing and you throw it through an AI subtitle generator. And there are so many steps where this can all just go wrong, and it does, and it's hilarious a lot of the time. Some of these AI machines will read out the dots, like the full stops, periods, whatever you want to call them. They will read them out as dot. I like the sci-fi stories, but oh, and they all rotate through. They have a list of about 20 first names and 20 surnames, and you just permutations. But some names just stick. Fucking James Morrison and Sarah Chen or Chan. It varies a little bit. But Eleanor Rodriguez or Vasquez, these things are just... And the images that they put up while this stuff's being read out usually bear nothing to do with the story. They'll describe these green-skinned aliens and then have a picture of someone who's bright fucking orange. No, not him. You have to be awake. Oh, it's getting the nap. So once I can't get any sun on the solar panels and I don't have to be manipulating those. So I want to come inside, and I've even been closing the bedroom door here to try and get it darker in here. But it's not fully dark, and I can't fully close it because of the way the tent's misshaped nowadays. Things are squatter and wider, and the door doesn't fit, basically. But I had to ratchet the top mattress a good foot this way so that I could close the door, or attempt to get it partially closed at least. But I just, in that 7 while 9, that 7 while 9 or 6 while 9 slot that I used to get a nap, it's just not going to work, is it? Used to be dark at 6 o'clock. Now it's still light pretty much at 9. Almost light at 9. Yeah. Tom said every implementation he's seen of AI. Oh, which way did it jump? See, I've got this thing again. Look, I've scrolled back and there are messages there now that weren't there before. So I saw Roger say, "Good to see you, nice haircut." And Josie's waving wasn't there. That's weird. So this is Tommy Tombstone. Every implementation I've seen for AI for search and YouTube is garbage. But for the video, image and soundbite generation makes me wonder how long they've really had it. Some of the video stuff is fantastic, but there are certain glaring errors in almost everything. If there's a sign in the background in an AI, either an AI image or an AI video, it'll be gibberish. It'll be gibberish. If it gets close to having a specific set of words, they'll just be a misspelling. Sometimes they're not even human characters. They're not even in an Earth language, which could make sense in some contexts in a sci-fi story. But you got I think they pretty much solved the 6-finger problem that they always had with AI images. That was always a dead giveaway, that the hands would have 6 or 7 fingers or 2 thumbs. Or there was one where the guy had 2 right hands. It's just fucking... they pretty much solved the finger thing now. That's not... That's not the big issue that it used to be. But, yeah, artificial idiots, yeah. Mikey Yo-Yo, I only came across this channel a few weeks ago. I listen to your lives on replay every night while I'm going to sleep, and you're usually more upbeat, but I understand ups and downs. Chin up. Yeah, you know, I wasn't even looking forward to doing this tonight. Yeah. You never know. I mean, if I hit my stream and I hit my stream, pun unintended but acknowledged, I'd love the ones where I end up going for 4, 5, even 6 hours. When I did the 10-hour stream a few weeks ago, I really enjoyed it. I carried on afterwards, didn't I? I was supposed to do a 10-hour stream to celebrate being in Spain 10 years. And I carried on for an extra hour and a half. I only ended it because YouTube don't let you go beyond 12 hours in a sing. If you go over 12, they don't keep it. So I ended it on 11 and a half hours, if I remember correctly. Let me scroll. There's a couple of messages coming. Okay, I think that was talking about AI. Okay. Marie's got a message retracted. Sleep at night, wake up during the day, friend. Then things will change for you. Yeah, it's difficult to sleep at night when there's so much going on and you're in a field. It's a nap in the evening, that's all. I'm awake all day. It's not like I'm sleeping... You know, it's not like I'm awake all night and asleep all day. We're just talking about a nap in the evening. I don't know. Speaking of AI video fingers, slow down the moon trip shots. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Oh, Tom, where have you gone? Slow down the moon trip shots when the one guy is messing with gadgets and pushing buttons. They bend and twirl in impossible ways. Okay, I'll have a look for it maybe. I haven't looked at any of the coverage of it. Nick C, hi DM, new to the channel and watched TrampCast 001. Glad to see you all this time later looking healthy. Yeah, you know, I survive. Yeah, Mikey Yo-Yo there is a relative newbie as well. How's the solar going? Oh, the solar's going great. The new panels are fantastic. Such a relief having spent the last month or 6 weeks with only 40 watts coming in because the panel broke. Now having 2 eco flows and 2 brand new solar panels, it's a revelation. It's an absolute revelation. Like even now, what's this one on? This one I didn't top up fully at the end of the day. I could have chased the sun. I could have put the panel on the other side of the field and made sure it was topped off on 100. I think we were on 93 at the end of the day, and we're on 83% now. Just because I'm charging the What am I charging? I'm charging the tablet and the lamp, which is a good reminder, actually. Sorry about throwing that across the front of the screen. Okay, we're on 63% on the phone, so that's not too bad. The phone was on 100%. I didn't want it to run out. I've had issues in the past where power goes low. But yeah, new panels are a revelation. They are lightweight, so they do blow around and flap around and slide around a little bit. Gonna have to secure them in some way. I'm thinking of just tying them to a piece of wood. Got a couple of planks and things laying around. Certainly if I can secure the bottom to a plank, top's a little more difficult. And I don't want it to be like a fixed thing. I mean, I do have, what do I have? What do you call them? You slide it through and grip it, ratchets, and it's something like cable ties or whatever they're called, yeah. I got stuff like that, but I want to be able to move the panels independently, so I don't want to strap them to each other, and I don't want to have them too affixed to what I have to move them around and keep them lined up with the sun through the day. At the end of the day, I might rush one over to the other side of the field just to top off the EcoFlow. But I've 3 times this week I've cooked with the electricity, with the slow cooker. You remember Big Clive's lives were 4 hours during the nonsense. Yeah, they were mayhem and everyone got wrecked. They were good times, yeah. Especially when the other lads came by, Kev and Ewan. Yeah, the Manx Beard Club, when they stopped by. That was always mayhem and always fun. But Clive seems to want to only do an hour and a half most days. Well, most Saturdays. Which is where Scruff Dog came into things. Let me just... I've got to scroll back a little bit. How's the solar going? That's where I am. Marie, good night. Catch you next time. I was going to say something important there, but it's lost now, for fuck's sake. Probably about solar? No? That's what I was twittering on at the time. I don't know. Hate when that happens. Yeah, I do it myself. It's even worse, folks, when you've got a big audience. It's even worse when you've got an audience and you totally lose your train of thought. I'll turn to you guys sometimes and say, why am I here? When I've gone off on a tangent from a tangent and I don't know why and I don't know how to get back. The Unscripted by MJ DeMarco, Get Annoyed to Do Anything by David Lieberman. I have no idea who any of these people are. What Everybody's Saying by Joe Navarro and The Making of a Slave by Willie Lynch are all good reads, folks. The Unscripted by so these are books. Unscripted by MJ DeMarco. Get Annoyed. Oh, hold on. Is the Get part of the name of this one, or is it Annoyed to Do Anything by David Lieberman? What Everyone Is Saying by Joe Navarro and The Making of a Slave by Willie Lynch are all good reads, folks. There you go, folks. Some book recommendations from our conspiracy friend. My youngest has got his first competition fight tomorrow. What are we, boxing or kickboxing? What's his tips? Is just keep a cool head. Keep it clean, cool head, do what the ref says. That's an important one. No, I don't really have tips. Remember your combinations. Keep your head down. Well, keep your head down. Cover. it goes wrong, duck and cover. That sounds like an American 1950s nuclear strategy. The right of the soul of England. Is that the right soul? Now I'm being a grammar Nazi. Oh, well, you know. Apparently I've been a Nazi ever since Star Wars, whatever it's fucking called. The Force Awakens. I can't even remember all the names I've been called, because I didn't like that particular trilogy. What we got? Sexist, misogynist, homophobic, transphobic, Nazi. There are others. The names you get called when you say you don't like a couple of films. What they did to Luke Skywalker was a fucking abomination. Okay, folks, I think I'm going to call it quits on the 2-hour mark, unless we can find stuff to talk about. Sorry if I'm a bit, I don't know, a bit stilted, a bit down. I haven't got topics. Not much has happened science. What have I seen science-wise? A cure for deafness. People that are born deaf. The main reason for deafness from birth. I mean, there are many things, but the one that has the most sufferers, is that the right word? Getting into arguments with the deaf community now. Is I don't know. Was it inside the cochlea? There are these hairs that when they move, they're supposed to trigger the release of a chemical which works its way down, and then so if you lack this certain, if your body doesn't produce this certain hormone or whatever it is, this certain chemical, these hairs doing their thing doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't connect. You've got a break in the chain, and scientists are now able, I think it's 2 injections into the correct part of the ear, and it's a gene therapy thing, and yeah, they inject a virus which does, it must be the CRISPR-Cas9, I would imagine, and it inserts the gene producing, the chemical producing gene, or repairs the gene so that people get, and the vast majority of people who got this injection have got usable hearing now, having never had it their entire life. It takes them a few weeks or even months to learn to use it. So it takes a while for it to happen, and then it takes a while for their brain to kind of rewire and accept and use the sound. But I thought that was quite interesting. I think that's the only big science thing that I've seen this week, apart from this moon stuff. Which is it? Science? Is it science? Is there any real engineering there that's new? Is it technology? I've been a little unconvinced by this whole Artemis project from the beginning. I think I mentioned it last week. Has Karen arrived? It looks like she has. There she is. Hello everyone, she says. That was at 48, so I'm only a minute behind. Interesting if true. Nice to have some good news. The hearing thing, yeah, it's true, and it looks like it's a procedure. It's not further research is required, or at least that wasn't the reading of it I got. I just read something else. What did I read today? And as soon as I saw it, it was about every week there's always some Alzheimer's news, and very rarely is it actual progress. Usually it's a sales pitch. More research is required. Give me, which is just them holding out their hands and saying, "Give me a grant." Basically, they looked at how much vitamin D was in everyone's diet 20 or 30 years ago. A bunch of people, a sample, and then they look at them 20 or 30 years later, and they say, "Oh, who got dementia and who didn't?" And then they say, "Oh, look, the ones who had more vitamin D back then have got less Alzheimer's now." Basically. And then the final paragraph, further research is warranted. Give me money, give me a grant. Vitamin D does look to be kind of a wonder drug, folks, and people in the West typically have too little of it. Even though your body makes it from what you eat and from exposure to the sun, you need the exposure to the sun, that's an important part. We don't. Even in places like Spain, people sit inside too much. The Spaniards, they don't go out in the sun. In peak summer, especially when it's the sunniest, they're all inside with the aircon on, just like a lot of the tourists. You're either sat under an umbrella, sat inside where it's air conditioned, or at home, inside a bar or whatever, restaurant, or sat at home with the aircon on. People don't get enough vitamin D, and vitamin D was one of the things going back 6 years that should have been pushed more by the medical profession in the COVID days. It seems to have massive protection when it comes to COVID, just colds and flus in general, but now potentially Alzheimer's. So, yeah, either get yourself out in the sun more, or get yourself the tablets, the supplements. She still hasn't settled, folks. She's still sat here, sitting up, ears pricked. Well, as sitting up as she can get. Hello, you. I think you want a drink of water, don't you? I'll get you one as soon as we finish here, okay, sweetie? You had one not long ago anyway. I'll get you some more. Okay, folks. Another 7 minutes or so. What about the island protest? Do you know about that? Truckers and farmers have brought the place to a standstill for 4 days. I haven't heard a thing about it. I do get, like, the BBC flashes up like 3 or 4 news headlines a day for me, and I usually just ignore most of them, but I haven't even heard about that one, Mikey, no. People power. A bit like the Canadian truck protests. That exposed major flaws in government, abuses of power. Oh, that was a biggie. When they used their national, what was their emergency powers, which are intended for when the country's like been invaded or similar. And they end up using it against a bunch of striking truck drivers. And it was the most relaxed strike ever, wasn't it? Music festivals and stuff. Fucking bouncy castles and trampolines for kids. The way that the government used powers to make, like, Give, Send, Go, or any of those other payment gateways, when they were taking the money that had been donated for the truck drivers. That was all a bit of a scandal. regions, most of us take vitamin D supplements in the winter. Dense fish oil, a spoonful every day or every few days. Rank but works wonders. Now see, when I was a kid, everyone had cod liver oil and it was a liquid, it was in a bottle. Now it's little jellified capsules and stuff, but I don't know if cod liver oil is any good for the vitamin D or not. I don't know. Yeah, you have a lack of sunlight, don't you, that far north? You're, yeah. Whoa, it's jumped on me. Okay, there's current. At the moment, we have heating on in one room and aircon in the other. That's a little weird. Is Tina okay? I think so. She just hasn't settled tonight. We keep getting these gusts of wind. Like now it's calm, but then you'll just suddenly get a gust of wind out of nowhere. We had people screaming up on the top road. A car came past. She just, I don't know what it is. She was laying next to me. It's incredibly warm as well. When I started the TrampCast, it was 19 degrees in here. Well, it was 19 degrees everywhere according to the weather forecast. And I had the covers over me. I was fucking boiling. Then I had a dog pressed up tight against me. And I think we were both a little overwarm, so I pulled the covers off. I got to be careful how I move because fly's wide open and I don't want to break. I don't want to turn into OnlyFans rather than YouTube. Similar weather except for Scotland, so vitamin D is a must. Yeah. Mushrooms. What have I missed? Both peoples famously keep looking elsewhere. Shit weather-bred intrepid explorers. Oh, let me check whether I'm still on. I am still on live. I had that little disconnect, didn't I? Kev O'Hara, hello. Hello, Kevin. Oh, wait. Blockade is choking access to fuel. People, well, I mean, fuel is difficult. Would you have had access to it anyway? People have had enough of being hammered with all sorts of duties and taxes on fuels. Government spending out of control. Yeah. Got me a fiver of Cubensis sign. I don't even know what that means. The average Joe actually works is paying for it. It's hardly worth going to work anymore. I think I had this discussion. Where did I have this discussion? Once upon a time, my wife worked out that she needed a car to get to work, and she was doing the job just to pay for the car, pretty much. By the time you'd factored in all of the how's it go? You got your road tax, your MOT, your insurance, your petrol. It was an old car, so all of the repairs. She needed the car to get to work, but it's all she was using it for, and she hated the job by this point, and so she was working just to pay for the car so she could get to work. And in the end, we sat down, we talked about it, and just got rid of the car. End of problem. She got rid of the job, left the job. think this must have been when she went to uni. When we both went to uni. Must have been about then. So we're going back a few years, folks. 93, 94. It's been a while. But yeah. Yeah, times like these, like when all of the oil derivatives, all of the oil stuff goes up, government should reduce the duties. Especially as their duties are usually a percentage. So as stuff goes up in price, the government's just raking in extra anyway. I think it just started raining. I'll give it a minute or two, and if it carries on in any seriousness, I'll have to check whether the bottoms of my doors are on the outside or the in. Don't want all the water running off the tent down the walls and down the doors and then just being deposited inside. I'm often a bit sloppy about the doors, and it's difficult with this one on the right here because the bottom's broken to buggery because of a dog that used to bum shuffle over the bottom lip, the bottom skirt. She also damaged the doors, but that's another question. Okay. I don't think it's serious rain. I don't think so. Oh, okay, folks, we've made it past the 2-hour mark. Hold on. Finally, the government will have to listen. Hope so. Okay, folks, I think, for reasons stated earlier, I think I am at an end here. I got to find out what's going on with Tina as well, haven't I? Why is she not settled? But I think I'm gonna say goodnight there, folks. I'll give you a minute to finish any conversations in chat, and then I'll do the goodnight from Tina. Okay. Robert just arrives as we're leaving, or enters the conversation as I'm leaving. Apologies, folks, but I'm just struggling since the time change because I don't get my nap beforehand. And also my life's very boring, so I haven't got that much to talk about. Let's have a see. Here's my girl. Put the light on. Okay, babe. Oh, feeds for the pervs. We used to get that a lot, didn't we? We don't get that so much now. It'll soon be summer. I'll be on top of the covers again. Okay, folks. From Tina. Whoa, I should turn the camera this way. And from me, Delta Mike, out. Catch you later, guys.